I think that the problem here is that inherently there is no firewall between what we call mainstream Islam and radical Islam. I mean, let's put it this way. Normally, I think 95% of human beings want to get up in the morning, have breakfast, feed their children, etc., watch TV in the evening and go to bed. They don't think twice about how many infidels they can kill that day. The question is whether when they see somebody else and hear somebody else say you should kill infidels, do they say, oh yeah, well that's legitimate, or do they say that's insane? When a Christian in the US hears about somebody who says that Jesus is coming and we've got to all go and commit mass suicide and drink Kool-Aid, he says they're crazy, they're not Christians. When a Jew in Israel hears somebody saying you've got to blow up the Temple Mount and rebuild the Holy Temple, they say they're crazy. Now, so since Islam is the only monotheistic religion which never went through a reform, all other religions, even the most orthodox Judaism is a reformed Judaism, because once we thought that to pray to God, we do a barbecue on the Temple Mount and God smells it and the priests eat it, and that was called praying. And now we don't think that. And even Catholicism has a pope who can get up in the morning and say, yes, until yesterday the Jews killed Jesus. From now on it's the Romans who killed Jesus. But Islam doesn't have either a pope or a toolbox for abrogation. And this is one of the main issues which is an obstacle to preventing radicalization. The problem here, and one senior person at DHS once asked me, why is it so difficult to get moderate Muslims to come and tell us when there are extremists in their midst? I said, well, first of all, they probably don't think they're extremists. They're okay. I say tomato, you say tomato sort of thing. I say spiritual Islam, you say jihad. And secondly, it says in the Quran, you shall not take Jews and Christians as friends, and you shall support your brother, be oppressed or oppressed, etc. And the fellow I'm talking about, a very senior person at DHS, says to me, interesting, is that in the moderate Quran as well? I started dealing with Mr. bin Laden back in 1987. And I remember reading his documents coming out of Peshawar, and you'd be surprised that the Palestinian problem did not feature there at all. Later on, it's latched onto, etc. I'm not saying that, certainly I'm the last person to say I don't want peace. Certainly it'd be great to have peace. Will this diffuse Islamic radicalism? Will this diffuse the Islamic worldview? The Islamist worldview, the hold of the radicals, they will find something else. They will say, okay, the people who made peace with the Jews are traitors. And so that will be the radicalizing element.